I'm strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Hello, beautiful people, wonderful listeners out there. Oh, what a lovely evening here in Abuja. Well, it's good to have you once again on your favorite show, Life Essential Talk, a talk show where we discuss marriages, we discuss family values and relationships, effective parenting, as well as fundamental life issues. Well, I remain your host, Uche Chukwuma. On Monday, we had a very interesting program talk, which was on ways parents insult their children. I hope you got or had something significant from that program. I hope you got something major from that program. Well, I want to use this medium to also apologize for the breakdown in transmission during the show. I hope and pray that it won't happen again today. Okay, so today is another wonderful day, super day with a super topic. Well, the topic is teach your son how to cook. I know you were not expecting that. Well, that is what we are gonna discuss today. Well, before we dive right into that conversation, I'll like us to take this short break, and when we return, we go into our conversation proper. Don't go anywhere. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Life Essential Talk. We're still on Radio Maria, the voice of truth. Now, like I said earlier, our topic today is teach your son how to cook. Well, I don't want to believe that most people still think that cooking is a girl's thing. I don't want to believe that most parents will think at this time, or even before, that cooking is a girl's thing. But I believe that it's taken for granted. It doesn't matter if a boy doesn't know how to cook, but it matters if a girl doesn't know how to cook, because of that notion of getting married and you need to cook for your husband and so on and so on. But let me tell you now that it's very important that your son, that your young boy should know how to cook. Let's catch them young now. A man should be self-sufficient. A man should be a master of his world. A man should be in control of his world. And cooking is part of that world. If you're not in control of cooking, then you have a problem, a little problem. Now, today we're going to look at the reasons. We're going to look at why you should teach your son how to cook. I'm going to start this with a story, a real life story. Well, I'm fully involved in that story. No, at my early years of marriage, I think that was my first, I think when I was pregnant for my first child. Then as a young mother and a beginner, I knew nothing apart from what they told us about pregnancy. So I had this contraction. I thought it was the real thing. We went to the hospital. I went to the hospital with my husband. When we got there, we were told that's not the contraction that we are all waiting for. So we had to go back home. When we got back, I was so tired. But luckily for me, during pregnancy, I'm always very strong and active. But that day, because I was so anxious and worried and everything, it really pulled me down. So when we got home, my husband saw how I was feeling. He decided to do something nice for me. This man went into the kitchen and prepared a delicious okra soup. I ate to my fill. In fact, let me tell you the truth. if I'm the one to cook that soup, I'm not sure I'll make something as beautiful, as delicious as what he made. And don't tell him more. Well, I ate to my fill, and I blessed his mother over and over that day for teaching his son how to cook. I don't know what we would have done. Okay, the simplest thing we would have done on that day was to go to a restaurant or go to wherever and get something to eat. But I'm sure it would not have been as good as what he made that day. And there was no other person with us. So we ate and I really, really enjoyed myself. Honestly, you know how women are. At another day, I wanted him to go and cook again, but he did not do that. Well, like I said, it's important. It's important, it's imperative, is as important as teaching your girls how to cook. Your son should know how to cook. Now, let's look at the reasons. Because some people might say, okay, what's that burning reason that will make me to ensure that my son cooks? Well, listen to this. Cooking will give your son that sense of responsibility. Your young son, that sense of responsibility. When you go into the kitchen and you pull your child along, your son along with you, let him sit down there and watch you cook. You can even tell him, okay, bring out this, bring out that, bring out this cube bring out this no cube, or bring out this seasoning, bring out this. Gradually, the boy will know the things you use for cooking. Or if he's an older son, you can teach him how to cut vegetable and so on and so forth. And when your boy does that, he will have that sense of responsibility. And when it's time to serve the food, I'm sure you will hear him say, oh, I prepared this food. I prepared this food. Even if he's not the one maybe he didn't do anything. He just sat down there. But you see him saying, I prepared this food. You will feel that excitement in his voice. You will feel that happiness in his voice, that fulfillment that he has done something for the family. So that is what you should do. Give your son that sense of responsibility. Help him to add value to the family at that young age. Let him know that there is something great he can do. Let him know that he can help out. He can help his mother in the kitchen. He can help his sisters in the kitchen. Maybe he has been looking for such opportunity, but never thought that cooking would give him that great opportunity, that great chance. So help your son to have that sense of responsibility. Cooking can give him that chance. And it's very simple, and it's exciting, it's thrilling to learn how to cook. It will help your child to be confident that he can do something for the family. And as time goes on, you allow him to do those things alone. So cooking gives your child a sense of responsibility. It does. So don't allow your child to play with that video game while the girls are in the kitchen. Don't allow your child to go out with the boys while the girls are in the kitchen. Bring him in. Let him do what the girls are doing. Let him join them. It can be very beneficial. There's nothing like it doesn't matter. My dear listeners, it matters. I'm telling you, believe me, it matters. Now, cooking can also give your child that independence. Yes. Now, let me explain this. As your child grows up, maybe let's say when he gets a job or anything like that, or he's on his own, he'll be able to depend on himself. He doesn't need to depend on any restaurant. He doesn't need to depend on any canteen. He doesn't need to depend on any hotel. He doesn't need to depend on anything for him to eat well. He will go to the market, buy whatever he needs, goes home, prepares however he wants, and eats to his satisfaction. That is the independence I'm talking about. And sometimes you don't know how these restaurants prepare their food. You can never tell. I know sometimes they prepare their foods, they put so much of something that might not agree with your body system. And maybe when you eat, you start purging, or you start feeling somehow, you start feeling funny and so on, So it gives your son a sense of independence. And he doesn't need to rely on anybody. He doesn't need to rely on any woman to cook for him. And there won't be anything like, oh, I married her because she took care of me then. I mean, when troubles start coming out, you now remember how you married her. You say things like, oh, I married her because she cooked for me then. But if you know how to cook, you don't need to rely on anybody. You go forth into the world of marriage. The child will go forth into the world of marriage with his eyes wide open. He doesn't need to rely on anybody to prepare food for him. And you know how bad things are now. Even if you bring in a boy to cook for you, the boy might be something else. The boy might be a hoodlum, might be someone that is so greedy and might plan evil for you. So you see, you bring someone evil into your home. I mean, a child, you allow, or should I say, the boy brings in someone, or the man brings in someone into his home because he cannot cook. So it's very important for you to teach your son how to cook. That cooking will help your son to grow into a man master of his world. We're all hoping, wishing we could groom our children into confident, wonderful, now our sons into confident, wonderful men. And this is one of it. If you get this right, you have helped him, you have helped to block out a lot of things. Now, I can remember my husband once told me that because he knew how to cook, he was able to block off a lot of things, distractions. He didn't have to rely on any lady bringing in food for him. He didn't have to rely on any restaurant for food. He didn't have to rely on anything, on anyone for food. It helped him. It helped him. So you can see how important it is for you to teach your son how to cook. Well, let's take this musical break. And when we come back, we continue with this very exciting topic. Teach your son how to cook. Hi, beautiful people. We are still on Radio Maria 91.3 FM, still on Life Essential Talk, discussing teach your son how to cook. Okay, so another reason that should make you teach your son, your young son, your handsome, beautiful son, how to cook is this. Cooking is educational. Honestly, grocery shopping, going to the market to buy whatever you need, and cooking is quite educational. Now, some of you will ask how. Now, when you want to cook, let's say fried rice, or you want to cook jollof rice, it's like doing mental math. Yes, you now start thinking, okay, how many seasoning cubes should I use? How many cups of rice will be enough for the number of persons in my family? How many seasoning cubes should I use? How many bulbs of onions should I use? What quantity of salt, quantity of pepper, quantity of tomato should I use? You see, it will be going on in your head. And if you don't get that mental math well, you won't cook well. So already in your head, you're calculating. You're doing mental math. And when you go to school and they give you mental math, you failed, and you forget that that's what you do anytime you are cooking. So when you encourage your child, your son, to learn how to cook, you're also helping him to do mental math. Assuming you allow your son to cook, you just leave the kitchen for him. Hey, the boy will crack his brain for what to do, what to add, the quantity, the numbers, and so on and so forth. He'll be racking his brain for a lot of things. So it's quite beneficial too, as regards to education. You're helping. It's not just video game. You know, we allow our sons to engage in this video game a lot. We do. We allow them to do that. I can use my son to give an example. He loves video games. Sometimes I allow him. Then when is his, because what I did was to break it down for them. I'll tell my daughters, okay, you are to cook today. The second one is to cook the other day. Then my son has his day. I said the day he will cook, I will cook with him. Both of us will cook. That boy, he will call me, no, when is his day? I have to call him because he never wants to come willingly. He will come down and sit with me. I'll tell him, okay, bring out this, bring out that. We'll do that. I might get distracted. I won't know when the boy will leave the kitchen. I'll still go and drag him back again. So your own son can do the same thing. They won't want to cook because they already have the notion that cooking is for girls. So you have to make them understand that they need to learn how to cook. So wherever they want to, pull them back into the kitchen. As time goes on, they will learn. My son loves making pancake. That's what he's always interested in. And I don't really know his reason. It's not as if he eats it or anything, but he loves doing that. Anytime you're making, he wants to watch you do that. So you see, he has what he likes. Gradually, as time goes on, he will get engaged in everything. I'll be able to cook a busi soup, be able to cook a wedu soup, be able to cook a whole lot of different delicacies. So you need to teach your son how to cook. It will help him to do mental math. Now, another one is, you know that cooks pay attention to their health. They are conscious of what they buy. They're conscious of what they cook. Now, when you teach your son how to cook, it will help him to be conscious of what he takes into his tummy. He won't eat anything. He will tend to understand that this is good for his health. This is what he needs. This is what he should buy. He shouldn't buy this. You know, when you start cooking, you gradually learn all these things. Okay, what is this for? What does it give? What does it give to the body? And when you get your son involved, he will also know that and start paying attention to his health. Oh, mommy, don't take this. It's not good. Oh, how did you know? I Googled it. Or somebody told me, or this, that. You know, when you take things a lot, when you use things, you tend to want to know. You would want to know what that thing is for. You would want to know the benefits of such things. I love using ginger. And I Google, okay, if I use ginger, what can I get from it? So the same thing applies to your children, to your son, that you're trying to teach how to cook. But if your son doesn't know all these things, he won't know any of those things. He wouldn't know what ginger is for. He wouldn't know what garlic is for. He wouldn't know the benefits of not using so much seasoning cubes. He would know all that. He won't know all that if you don't involve him. So when you teach your son how to cook, it will help the young boy to pay attention to his health. And he will grow up that way. And it will continue that way. From him to his own son. And from his own son to that one's son. So it will continue that way. Your little boy, your young boy, will grow into a wonderful man. Now, another reason we can look at is this. It will help your child to know how to clean. Yeah. When your child goes into the kitchen to cook, there's no way he can cook, or when your child helps you to cook or helps his sisters to cook. Okay, the sisters might even finish cooking and tell him to clean up. It can happen. It will teach your boy how to clean up. It will teach your boy how to be clean also. Cooking demands you to be clean. You have to wash everything you use. You have to wash the plates, you have to wash the spoon, you have to wash this, you have to clean your cooker, you have to clean. It does. So it will teach your son how to be clean. It will teach your son how to clean up after doing certain things. Boys, some of them can be rough, some of them can be dirty. But when it comes to the kitchen, it can never be allowed. So when your child who doesn't keep his room clean gets into the kitchen, he will understand that, oh, I need to keep this place clean. Okay, I need to clean up after doing this. It will help him to know how to clean. And not just cooking. Your son needs to know how to set the table. He needs to know how to set the table. From cooking, setting the table, calling family members to come and eat. They are all into cooking, not just cooking. He needs to know everything that surrounds that cooking. So with this, your child will know how to clean up. Your child will know how to clean up after cooking. And it will also affect him in every other aspect of his life. Okay, after doing this, I need to clean up. It will help him. So do not say that cooking is for the girls. Cooking is for girls. It's not for girls. It's for boys and for girls. The way you teach your girls to cook, that is the way you should teach your son to cook. The same way. However you teach your girls to cook, that is how you should teach your boy to cook. The way you encourage your girls to cook, that is how you should encourage your boys to cook. And you see them grow up that way, cooking well, to their own satisfaction. It will even make them happy that they can cook. Sometimes if my husband is cooking, when he has not cooked for a long while, but there was a day I had to be, I said, do something now, just do something. He decided to do it. As he was doing it, he was just humming, very happy. And I was so happy. I said, God, thank you. I don't have to cook today. But do you know let me use this word, the beg where I beg him. He will pity me. I beg, so that I promise. I don't know what I promised that day again. I beg, leave it. So you can see, teach your son how to cook. It can be very, very beneficial. Now, the best chefs we have in this world are men. Honestly, despite this our cooking, the way we cook and cook, when it comes to competition, the men still win. I don't know how it happens. So, when whatever men, I tend to understand that anything that has to do, let's say what the women are good at, when the men take it up, they do it very well. They do it even better than the men. That is when you go to salons and you see a man making hair, weaving, as he does it very well. I don't know why. So you see, it can even be a source of revenue. I have an uncle that came back from Spain. I think he had problems there. And when he came back, he had nothing much. So he needed to start all over again. So he opened up a restaurant. He decided to cook. Even then, I can remember, whenever I come back from school, I'll go to him because he was so nice. Why I'm using was is that because he's dead now. May God bless his soul. A very nice man. So when he came back from Spain with all the problems, he decided to cook, to use that cooking skill that he has. And he used it, and he paid out well. Omo, come and see people troop into his restaurant to buy food. And he'll be cooking, oh. He'll be cooking. He cooks himself. He does that himself. He does that. You won't even know he's the one there. You won't even know he was the owner, or will I say he's the owner of that place. But after a while, he got sick and died at a young age, though. God bless his soul. But what I'm trying to say is this. If your son knows how to cook, he can use it to make out something for himself. He can open up a restaurant. He can open up a hotel. He mustn't be the one to cook. But if he wants to cook, fine. At the beginning stage, it's always good to start yourself. That when things stabilize, you can now invite other people, you can now bring in other people, employ other people to do that for you. When you do that, you see the money coming in. When your child does that, gradually money will start coming in. So it can be a source of revenue. Like I said, he doesn't need to cook, but he has an idea of how to cook. It also helps. So it's good. It's good to teach your son how to cook. Well, let's take this break again. And when we return, we continue with this conversation. Teach your son how to cook. Hi, beautiful listeners. I am still your host, Uche Chukwuma, discussing Teach Your Sons How to Cook. We are still on Radio Maria 91.3 FM Live Essential Talk Show. Okay, dear listeners, like I was saying, or like I said, teach your sons how to cook. There are so many reasons, wonderful reasons that should encourage you to teach your son how to cook. So many reasons, and I have mentioned some of them. Let's continue with these reasons, Another one is it can be fun. It can be fun. When your son is all grown up and has his own family, it can be really fun. Well, before I forget, let me open the phone line for you to call in and contribute to this very exciting talk. Please call us on 081 084 47518. Again, 081 084 47518. You can send SMS or you can send your message via WhatsApp. Let me hear from you. Let me get your contributions. Let me know if you are really teaching your son how to cook and what is it that your son can cook very well. Okay, like I was saying, it can be fun. When your son grows up, has his own family, he can really enjoy with his family. Like I told you, there was a time I had to beg my husband to cook. It was really fun. And when your son is out there with his family, it can be fun for him and his family. The children will be so excited to see their father in the kitchen cooking. It can be thrilling. So teach your son how to cook so that when he grows up, he'll be able to do all that. Once in a while. It doesn't need to be all the time. No, we women, we can be very cunning. If we know our husbands can cook, you see us disturbing him to cook. But men, they know what they want. I'm sure they won't even listen to you. Okay, so when you teach your son how to cook and he gets there, he will have fun with his family. He will go into the kitchen and prepare something wonderful for every member of his family. It can be fun, it can be thrilling, it can be relaxing, it can be wonderful. Your child will have that fun with his family. All right, so let's look at these again. It's so great for your son to know how to cook. It's so wonderful if your son knows how to cook. It will give him that high self-esteem. It will help him to realize that, oh, there is something I can do for my family. Like I said before, it can help him to also join in adding value to his family. And also make his mom or his dad proud, especially his mom. When his mom realizes that, oh, my son can cook well now, she'll be so happy because she will not be there at all times. But knowing that the son can cook will help her to relax. Will help her to say, okay, I have done something great for him. One of those things is cooking. I can now allow him to go into the world being independent. He will be so proud. She will be so proud. And I'm sure the father will be happy too. Though sometimes fathers, they don't really attach much importance to that. But I think now they're beginning to see that it's important for their son to know how to cook. It saves time. It saves time. Cooking saves time. Cooking will help your son to save a whole lot of time. You can prepare things, put in the freezer, Your son can prepare things, put in the freezer. Okay, let me call the phone line again. 081 084 47518. Someone actually sent SMS asking for the phone line. The number to call is 081 084 47518. Please call and let's hear you. I would love to hear you. Tell us all you have done for your son as regards to cooking. Let me hear your experience and let me hear what you have taught your son. Hello. Hello. Oh, we have lost that call. Please call us back again. Okay, I have a message on WhatsApp which says, I want to learn how to cook. Please, how can I start? Okay, I think we have another caller on the line. Hello. Hello. Hello, I can hear you. Please raise your voice a little bit. Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Mary.
Your name is? Mary. Okay, Mary. Calling from? Okay. Okay, so what do you want to say?
I want to greet you.
That's nice, Mary. Thank you for greeting me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so like I said, there's something on WhatsApp where someone said, I want to learn how to cook. Please, how can I start? Okay, before we go into that, there's another call on the line. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. I'm enjoying this program.
Oh, thank you so much. Good to hear. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Madam Blessing from Gudu.
Okay, Madam Blessing from Gudu. Okay, tell us, have you been teaching your son how to cook?
Very well. My boy can cook. In fact,
oh, I hope you can hear this clap.
This topic you are discussing, everybody needs, all parents need to get this.
Yes, so.
Honestly, it's a very, very nice topic. And when my boy is cooking sometimes, the way he is so happy doing it, in fact, it gives me joy.
Oh,
honestly.
that's
Thank you
nice.
so much.
That's nice. I clap for you again. I really applaud you for doing that. Thank you so much, Madam Blessing. Okay, there's another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Okay, my name is Idoma Angel Ozuara.
Oh, beauty. How are you today?
Very well.
Oh, good to hear your voice. Good to hear you. Have you been teaching your son how to cook?
Yes, very well. But I have a personal experience I want to share.
Oh, that's lovely.
I was growing up. We have 2 girls and 3 boys.
Okay.
So my parents, okay, the girls are they are boarders.
Okay.
So, but the boys are day students. So my mom made it compulsory for the boys to be cooking.
Oh,
We have to make
beautiful.
timetable for them.
Beautiful.
So, when during a midterm break, we come back, usually 1 week. My mom will tell them, no, you guys will continue to cook because this is 1 week. They need to rest. So the boys will still have the kitchen for that 1 week.
Okay.
But when school vacates, she will still tell them, hold on 1 week, then we'll resume our cooking as well.
Beautiful.
So that 1 week, we'll rest, we'll have fun, then after that, we'll now, we'll take over the kitchen. So now the two of them, they are married. One is in Anambra. So most times when the wife took in, she usually goes sick and she can't do much. So it's my brother that would, be in charge. He will he will serve the wife and all that.
Oh.
Even one in Abuja testified that, my brother's tomato sauce.
Yes, is beautiful.
So I'm telling you, it's good. My son is 9. He just clocked 9, so but I've started teaching him.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
I think it's good to teach your boys how to cook.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Angel, for that wonderful contribution. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How can you turn down the volume of your radio?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, but it's still echoing.
Okay, is it better?
Okay, I can hear you.
Actually, I'm driving.
Okay,
So,
I suspected so. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It's better now, right? You can go ahead.
No, can you just tone it down again?
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
Is it better?
Yes, it's better now. Okay.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening once again. Please, what's your name and where you
My name
call
is
it from? Your name is
Chidima.
Chidima. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. You're doing so well. I've been enjoying the program.
Thank you
I've
so
been
much.
Driving, I've been listening to it.
Okay. So have you been teaching your son how to cook?
My son is still small.
Okay.
Can cook, but I want to say that it's good to teach the boys how to cook.
Yes.
My husband is a wonderful cook.
Wow.
It's just that sometimes I just say, I'm the woman in the house. It's not as if you are dragging the thing. He enjoys cooking. But there are some things he doesn't know how to cook.
Okay.
Or how to make like akara.
Okay. So you have an age.
I was down to do akara for him. I will tell him, okay, I will teach you how to do this. Allow me to be the woman in the kitchen.
All right.
Because if I let him, he will cook everything.
Okay.
And he's always happy doing it. So
Oh.
that's my mother-in-law trained my husband and his male siblings.
Oh, God
They
bless
all
her.
know how to
God bless her.
cook like this. They can cook. Can you be asking, who made this food?
Wow.
All of them are wonderful cooks. All the men in the house.
Wow.
So you cannot do zakara for them.
At all.
Wear their apron, wear their head cover, and start cooking.
Yeah.
So it's good to teach the boys how to. Very good. When my son goes up, I'm still going to teach him how to. He will see that the cook and he will definitely learn how to cook.
I'm sure you will do. I'm sure you will do. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for letting us know. That's wonderful.
You're doing very well.
Thank you so
All the best.
much. Thank you so much. All right, dear listeners, you have heard that. The number to call again is 081 084 47518. All right. Okay, so going back. Okay, here I have this I want to learn how to cook. Please, how can I start? Well, you can start with any delicacy you want to start with. You can start with anything. You can start with anything. I know maybe you're expecting me to say you should start with Indomie. No way. No way. You can start with maybe rice. You can start with boiling rice, cooking white rice, then stew. There's nothing difficult in that. It's just for you to have interest. If you have the interest, you can really prepare something good. Just have the interest and have the passion. You will really prepare something. Okay, there's another call on the line. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Genevieve calling from Durumi.
Okay, Genevieve from Durumi. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Interesting topic, I must say.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, well, my son is little, so I haven't started teaching him how to cook. But
Okay.
I think it's important that boys should know how to cook.
Exactly.
Because, like, cooking is a life skill.
Beautiful.
So it's a life skill, it's a survival skill. And I once read that the best cook in the world at some point was a male.
True. It's true.
So if the person's parents did not introduce him to cooking, he may not have attained that height. So some boys could actually have a career in cooking.
Okay.
If you go to all these big hotels, you see their chefs are male.
Ah,
many of their
male.
chefs.
True.
So if you do not introduce your child to cooking early in life, he may never discover that talent he has in the kitchen.
Oh.
So I think it's important we teach our sons how to cook. Also, that will help them a lot in their marriage.
True.
Yeah, because if you have a husband that knows how to cook, that can be a very good love language. When you come back very tired one day and you just see that food has been made, that can transport you from 10% happiness to 90% happiness. Because so it's not a way of showing somebody you care for them. It's not just saying, relax your feet, relax your back, you'll be fine, and then still expect that person to go into the kitchen. So cooking, men knowing how to cook can help them make their marriages sweeter.
Yes.
And make their marriages work better.
Yes.
And then that will also help them, especially as bachelors, to save a lot of money. Just imagine having to buy food all the time outside. So if the boy knows how to cook, he can cook and store up in his fridge, and that will help him save money. So
True.
I really think it's important they should learn to cook.
Yes. Thank you very much, Genevieve, for that contribution. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you have heard it. There's something she said which I really liked. It's a life skill. It is a life skill. You've got nothing to lose. It will even be with you forever, and you won't regret it. You'll always have it there for your own benefit. You know, it's a life skill that you should acquire. True. So like she said, it saves money. It also saves time. If you're able to prepare whatever if you go to the restaurant now to buy food, hey, what they will call for you for a soup. Well, I had this I call it a date, a time out with my husband. We decided to, have it to go out and eat out. I love that. I love that. Sometimes I just want to go. I don't want to cook. I would just want us to go out once in a while. So we went somewhere to buy food. I told them I would love to eat. What was that soup again? Oh, there was this soup, this native soup. When they brought it, we're just eating. We ate. He took his, I took mine. We were just eating. When they brought the bill, I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, this is something I can prepare at the bill. I'm sure the bill won't even get up to this. What I'll use to go to the market to buy whatever I need for that soup won't be up to that, the bill they gave us. So you can see it saves money. So if your son learns how to cook, your son, it will be easy for him to save his money. He won't have to go to restaurants to buy at all times. Not to talk of now that the economy is very hard. So it saves money and also time. When you're able to prepare your food and put it in the refrigerator, it will save you a whole lot of time. When you come back, you can bring it out before you go out. When you come back, it's already there for you. Just put it in a microwave or you warm it and eat. You don't have to start cooking. You don't have to start doing a whole lot. So it saves money. It saves time. Thank you, Genevieve, for that wonderful contribution. All right. So let's go into another one. But before we go into that, I would like us... Okay, let me look at... I think I have a message on WhatsApp. But before I do that, I'll still call the number. 08108447518. You can send SMS like the one I have here, or you can send your message via WhatsApp. Okay, to the person that said, please, how can I start? Just work up yourself. Have that interest and passion. You'll be able to cook whatever. You can start with any meal. You can start with beans, which is quite easy to cook. You can start with rice, boiling rice. You can start with cooking meat, a whole lot. Just have that interest and you'll definitely cook something good. Even if it's not that good, as time goes on, you will know what to do. Now, I have here, someone said, good evening, Ma Harrison. I am grateful. My mom taught me how to cook. We are six. We have 6 boys and a girl, and we all started cooking before our kid sister. Okay, I think this is not very correct. Okay, he's just appreciating his mom for teaching him how to cook. That's wonderful. God bless your mom for giving you this avenue, for giving you that platform to know how to cook. That's very good, Harrison. God bless your mom. Bless your mom at all times for giving you this life skill. Okay, so like I said, women, mothers, wives, you shouldn't allow your husband to do it at all times. You can also, try to, yes, you can always want him to cook, but please do not push him to do it at all time. All right, let's take this musical break, and when we return, we shall talk a little about teach your son how to cook before we round up this program. Hi, dear listeners, it's good to have you back. Well, we are still on Life Essential Talk discussing teach your son how to cook on Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. Well, we don't have time on our hands any longer. We should be wrapping it up at this time. So I will round off with these words. Teaching your son how to cook is a vital step to raising him to be a man. Teaching your son how to cook is a vital step in raising him to be a man. Please do not ever forget that. Well, we have come to the end of this wonderful talk show. I hope you'll be with us next week, Monday and Wednesday, for another interesting topic, for other interesting topics. I remain your host, Uche Chukwuma. Bye for now.